It was a busy night in Des Moines, Iowa this Wednesday as CNN hosted the final Republican presidential primary debate and Fox News hosted Trump's town hall. We're going to talk about and recap those today on Speechless. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Speechless. I am your host, Kev Phares, 23-year-old conservative college graduate, host of Speechless on Cities 92.9. But I can't necessarily fit everything I want to into those radio shows, so I also bring it to you here in YouTube content. And if you guys like what you see and you don't want to miss a minute of it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think on anything I talk about, and share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate all of that. But let's get right on into it. As I mentioned in the intro, Des Moines, Iowa was busy last night. Fox News hosted a town hall with former President Donald Trump, in which it averaged 4.3 million viewers, according to early data from Nielsen Media Research, while the CNN debate with Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley averaged about 2.5 million viewers during the same hour. So almost 2 million less. Now, it seems clear to many that Donald Trump will be the Republican presidential nominee. No matter how you feel about that, it is important to discuss what happened at that debate because it's indicative of a larger divide within the Republican Party. You have Ron DeSantis, somebody who's shown to be more of a populist and a very conservative individual as the best governor in the United States, the Florida governor. And as everybody loved him, every Republican loved him through COVID. His policy has been strong. His backbone is proven. Nikki Haley, on the other hand, is somebody who is bought and paid for by the establishment and also succumbs to the military-industrial complex. If you would like to know more about that, I have another video on my channel where I'll link it in the description so you guys can watch that. But that divide is very similar to the divide that we see. Establishment, arguably rhino Republicans versus true conservatives. And that's what we see on this debate stage. So we have a lot of different things I want to talk about when it comes to this debate. And I want to start off with an instance in which Ron DeSantis had a very good jab at Nikki Haley, going right at her regarding her honestly, what she does as part of the establishment. So let's take a look and a listen to that clip.
This is a great window into leadership because she focused on a lot of political process stuff, things that no voter cares about. And she couldn't tell you why she failed to deliver school choice to people in her state after she promised it. So she says somehow that is the indicative of, no, leadership is about producing results. We've produced the results in Florida. We did universal school choice. We've cut taxes. We banned sanctuary cities. On and on down the line, everything I promised I delivered. She doesn't have a rationale for why she couldn't get it done. That is poor leadership. You look at me, everything I promised I would do, I've delivered, and you can expect nothing less when I'm the president of the United States.
Governor DeSantis.
You can expect nothing less when I'm the president of the United States. That's how DeSantis ends that. But again, this is a perfect example of how a conservative works and how an establishment Republican works. You have one who will talk. Talk. They'll make promises. They'll make everything sound smart, rational, and good. But then how do they deliver? Ron DeSantis has shown consistently that he delivers as the governor of Florida. Nikki Haley, however, not so much. And in the way that Nikki Haley responds is a perfect example of how she doesn't deliver. Take a look and a listen to this clip right here.
Lies, you can go to DeSantisLies.com and look at all of those. There's at least 24 lies that he's told about me, and you can see where fact checkers say exactly what's going to happen and exactly why it's wrong. So it will cover the fact that he's only mad about the donors because the donors used to be with him, but they're no longer with him now. And that's because he's upset about the fact that his campaign is exploding. You're going to see the fact that he has switched his policies multiple times, and we'll call that out tonight. But every time he lies, Drake University, don't turn this into a drinking game because you will be overserved by the end of the night.
Okay, so I'll give her that. Don't turn this into a drinking game. I thought that was funny. That was a good line. And when it comes to this idea, once again, shows how she can't deliver. She can't deliver even as a candidate. she relies on the DeSantisLies.com for that's how everybody should go look it up. And what she's really trying to recreate here is when DeSantis in one of the previous debates got her by setting up a website so that you could go read her love letter to China. And so she came up, or her campaign came up with this idea, let's set up DeSantisLies.com and everybody can go check out all the lies organized on that website. Here's how those are not the same. If you're going to call somebody a liar, and when you're on a debate stage, that's a perfect time to do so, call them a liar and explain why they are a liar. Be quick. You're on a debate stage. Be a debater. Debate on the debate stage. Call him a liar and allow him to rebut the claim or see how he reacts to it. When DeSantis posted the love letter to China, Nikki Haley's love letter to China on a website, you cannot physically show everybody the love letter on the debate stage. I mean, you could print it out and show it something like that. But no, you can actually go see it and you can see her signature at the bottom. When it comes to the DeSantis lies, those are all things you could have said on the debate stage. And so to rely on that just shows that you can't even deliver at the current place that you're at right now on that debate stage. This is the establishment versus a real conservative Republican. And that's something you guys should keep an eye out, not only in this election, but for everyone coming forward as well. That's what you should keep an eye out for. Now, Ron DeSantis also had a good clapback, not only to Nikki Haley, but also towards Donald Trump, who, as I mentioned, was just 2 miles away at a Fox News town hall. Take a look and a listen at this clip in which he recognizes Trump did a lot of good things, but he also failed to deliver in some areas. Let's take a look and a listen.
I appreciated what President Trump did, but let's just be honest. He said he was going to build a wall and have Mexico pay for it. He did not deliver that. He said he was going to drain the swamp. He did not deliver that. He said he was going to hold Hillary accountable, and he let her off the hook. He said he was going to eliminate the debt, and he added $7.8 trillion to the debt. So we need to deliver and get this stuff done. And I think the difference between Nikki Haley and me, I listened to all that litany of stuff. I debated the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. I thought he lied a lot. Nikki Haley gives him a run for his money, and she may even be more liberal than Gavin Newsom is. We are in a situation here in Florida, and as Republicans, you need somebody that is going to be in there and fight for you. And Nikki Haley, anytime the going gets tough, anytime people come down, she caves. When you need someone standing and fight for you, don't look for Nikki Haley. You won't be able to find her if you had a search warrant.
Thank you.
If you had a search warrant. That was a great line against Nikki Haley there. But it's also important to recognize the things he said about President Trump. But before I do that, I also want to show you at the Fox News town hall, just 2 miles away, what Trump had to say about DeSantis. And this instance was in which a woman asked a question. They had audience questions during this town hall. It's kind of the part of the purpose of the town hall. A woman asked a question to Trump regarding how Trump could get people to work with him. If reelected, how could you get people to work with you when you've been, in many ways, demeaning, cut ties, burn bridges with certain people? Never said, as far as I know, the question never said DeSantis specifically, and this is one of the places in which Trump took it. Take a look and a listen.
And the people in this room know it. We did an amazing job, and the reason we have support is because of the job we did. Now, you like Ron DeSantis, but he wouldn't even be around today. He'd be working in a pizza shop or perhaps a law firm if I didn't endorse him. I endorsed him, took him from nothing to winning an election, and I was all for him. And then one day he said he'd run against me 4 years later after I got him in, and I said, that's not a loyal person. We can't have that. That's not a loyal person. So I think you'll be very impressed with what we're going to do. We're going to have the greatest economy in the world, which we don't right now. We have horrible, horrible inflation. And, you're never going to get that 30% down. You might even it, but you're not going to get it.
So you get the gist of what he's saying. Good thing he brought it back to him. I mean, it should be about him. It's his campaign. It shouldn't. And this is a problem I've had with a lot of Trump's campaign, is that he will consistently attack Ron DeSantis when the only thing that you could claim DeSantis did, at least publicly, that Trump wouldn't like is the fact that he ran against him, that he thinks that he could maybe do a better job than Trump. There's no evidence provided and if you have it, let me know, put it in the comments, to show that Ron DeSantis is in any way a rhino, that he is bought and paid for by the establishment. There is evidence to show, however, that Nikki Haley is. And so that's important to recognize. But when it comes to all of this that I'm talking about, I have a major problem with the fact that Trump is at a town hall when he could have been at this debate. He could have been at this debate. He is 2 miles away. And he's talking crap about DeSantis when he could be on that stage right next to DeSantis saying, you're not loyal, calling him out for it. But instead, he is hiding essentially 2 miles away while DeSantis is on that debate stage and, yes, giving Trump or calling out Trump for some of the places where he didn't do as well and didn't deliver on promises. It is not a signal of a strong man to have every opportunity to say it to his face. And instead, you do it 2 miles away and to an audience. And yes, a larger audience. I'll give it that. But I have a major problem with that. And I think you should too, personally. If you don't, let me know why in the comments. Tear me to shreds. Do it, if that's what you want to do. Now, there's a few more things I want to point out. This is when it comes to the debate. The debate itself was not particularly super fiery, super amazing in any way. I showed you some of the most interesting clips, but I do have one more in which near the end, Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley were asked to say something that they admire about each other. And if you want to know the difference between Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley, this is a perfect example of that. Take a look and a listen.
Governor DeSantis, let me ask you, what do you admire about Governor Haley?
Well, look, I mean, I think that, at the United Nations, I did think that she spoke out strongly on some key issues, and I appreciated that. I also appreciate the state of South Carolina. My wife is a College of Charleston graduate. Her parents lived there for many, many years, and so it is a wonderful state. There's a lot of great people there, and I think to be able to have been governor there is a great achievement, and I really appreciate everyone I've gotten to meet in South Carolina.
Governor Haley, what do you admire about Governor DeSantis?
I think he's been a good governor.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it. And so if you want to know the difference between a Ron DeSantis and a Nikki Haley, well, Ron DeSantis, look, I won't say that his answer was perfect. He started talking a lot more about South Carolina, and he did mention the fact that it's a great achievement to have been the governor there. But he talked more about South Carolina as a state rather than her. But for the most part, he gave specific and a thought-out answer. It seemed, again, it took some thought for him to do so and gave genuine compliments. Nikki Haley, however, I think has been a good governor. No thought. You could have given that answer by looking at the Wikipedia page. There was no thought, no emotion, nothing. In my opinion, one of those answers has class and the other one doesn't. You can decide for yourself which one is which. Now, when it comes to the debate night, while I was going pretty hard on Trump earlier, there was one instance that actually ended up taking the internet by storm, in which he discusses his vice presidential pick. Take a look and a listen at this clip in which he's asked regarding his vice presidential pick right here.
Who would be in the running for vice president?
Well, I can't tell you that really. I mean, I know who it's going to be.
Give us a hint.
We'll do another show sometime.
Well, what about any of the people who you've run against? Would you be open to mending fences with any of them?
I will. I've already started like Christie better.
I've already started to like Chris Christie better. Oh my gosh. Again, a typical Trump instance. I will never claim that Trump is not a funny guy and worth seeing stuff like that. I love that. I think it's funny. It's funny. But he does give us a little bit of insight. He does know who his vice presidential candidate pick would be. And I would expect that we should hear that sometime soon. And I'm very interested to see exactly who that would be. But I think it's worth noting the lighter side of our presidential candidates. And that's just one of them. Everybody, I hope you've enjoyed or learned something from this video. Please let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to not miss a minute of any of this. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, share it with your friends, all that fun stuff. Did I miss anything from the debate? Did I mess anything up? Let me know in the comments. I'll apologize if I ever get anything wrong. But until next time, guys, don't forget, like I said, like, subscribe, share, comment, and God bless you. God bless America. This has been Speechless.